look, I literally could have done it. Like, bro, I'm talking to the goat. I'm talking to the goat. Talking to the
Man,
goat.
no,
Hey, look, I got you. So this was like back during my senior year. No, honestly, go back to my junior. My junior year, I was just like, dang, do
and
I
this
really
is
want?
high school. This is high
Yes,
school.
high school. I'm
High
still
school.
18.
High
I
school.
don't turn 19 until like what 3 more weeks, so I could keep using this 18-year-old chest on me. So it was at a point in my junior year I was literally contemplating college. Like all I knew, like I said, when you growing up, all you knew was college and stuff like that. So that's when I started contemplating it. But that didn't get serious till my senior year in high school, where I was just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go to college. I got more in the tank. I could give more to the world. So that's when I started doing my real estate license. A lot of people don't know that. I don't talk about it that much, but I was working towards my real estate license.
Let me pause you for a second. So, what was it about college that you were thinking, you know what, I got more to contribute, more to give. I don't need to go into this learning mode right now, this 4 year whatever. What was that hesitation? Because I'm sure there's other 18-year-olds watching that are thinking, well, should I go to college? Everyone's telling me I should go. So what was that for you?
Yo, it was like, I don't know, it's just something hitting me. I'm like, do I really need college? I don't care about it. And I was really clocked out of school because it got to the point, right? It was like, yo, when you like learning like physics and stuff like that, or this Times Square, or whatever, it's like, bro, I'm not gonna use this in the future. Nobody cares about this. Nobody cares. What is
I
something
got a
I
calculator. They're like, do the multiplication table on a piece of paper. I'm like, look, we got calculators, guys, in the workforce.
like,
We can use
yo, I'm
calculators.
saying like nobody uses the stuff that you barely learn in school. You don't learn like I'm sorry, in school, right? So in school, I truly believe like you're in a bubble. You don't learn anything about real life at all. I learned so much things about life during my grind trying to get into tech than I probably had learned in high school, probably in college, because you're in a bubble. All you do is schoolwork, blah blah. You party, have fun, drink, do this and that.
You're
That's
protected. You're protected, and you're not really pushed. I mean, it is hard to get the grades and show up and get involved, but you're not really pushed. You're not in the real world making real money.
Yeah, not real money. It's that like, yo, you're graded on how good you could be, and like, bro, this is not entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, you're gonna fail. When I mean fail, you're gonna hit rock bottom so many times. Fail, 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 fail. Work, 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 work. Ooh, I might have got like something handed to me or something started for me. Keep working and working and working. With school, if you fail, that's an end for you. You fail the whole class, blah blah blah, this like that. So
Hey,
I'm
we'll
like, this
retake it next quarter. We'll retake it next. We'll run
yeah,
it back next
like
quarter.
no, that's not life. That's not no, that's not entrepreneurship. That's not business owners. They fail constantly, but they keep going. What separates somebody from the good and the bad is that they keep going with consistency, and they might keep failing and failing, hitting that wall. But soon enough, they might break down the wall and find like the gold of diamonds.
Yep, yep. So you realize school wasn't for you. You're pursuing real estate license. So take me
Mhm.
back to that point, and how do you connect that then to a legitimate job in software sales?
Yes, look. I was scrambling. I was really scrambling because it got to a point like I was getting closer to graduating, which was in May. Then what hit me was when I was in real estate, I was like, I don't know if I could do this. I was like, I don't know if this scalable. Do I really want to do this? So after that, I dropped real estate and I started scrambling again. I used to watch some of your videos sometimes too. Like we talking about way back in the day, dog. We talking about it is morning time. I think it was a video. It was morning time. You on a sidewalk with your colleague. You got the camera in your face like this, like that. You are walking to the office, everything like that. That's how OG I was watching
Oh,
you.
we're grinding back in those days, screaming into
Yes,
camera. I mean, we're fired up going to the office. Not many
yes,
people are bringing that mentality into the office nowadays. So
yeah.
I'm
Not that
I'm
much.
glad you know what it's like.
Yeah, that was the videos I was watching, and what I did was I was just scrambling. Then boom, somehow, some way, I landed on. I'm gonna say her name first because she don't get that much credit. Kayla Berg, then Cyrus, then Anthony O'Neill. I landed on all of them, but I'm gonna give a lot of credits to Kayla Berg. She don't get that much credit that though. And they was talking about tech sales, this and that, your earning potential, stuff like that, blah blah blah. So I was like, okay, this is what we're doing. So right then and there, I made up my mind. I'm doing this. Right when I graduated high school, that day of, I used all my graduation money and bought the course, and I graduated 2 weeks from that start date. So from that Saturday all the way to 2 weeks, I graduated, and I just went on from there.
So you decided before the end of your high school graduation to then, okay, real estate's not it. Um, you decided to invest in your own self development and education, which led you to course careers. So why don't you talk a bit about that, and then we can talk about how you actually then get into the workforce.
So what happened was I was just stumbling on CourseCareers and everything like that. Honestly, the crazy thing is I didn't even do that. I didn't even do that much reviewing on y'all. For some reason, I just felt like you know that feeling where like you know it's right. I just knew it.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, there's no way Cyrus, these people like these. Well, they have over 100K followers and everything like that. There's no way they're talking about. They're not scamming me. I was like, no, there's no way they're scamming me. So I just didn't do any research on y'all. I just literally just look up tech sales. I'm like, boom, this day I will buy it this time at this right moment, and that's exactly what I did. And I just learned. I literally just was learning from on there, like up to where I now. Like that's literally what happened. I did no reviews on y'all. I trusted y'all.
It's cool you say that because from my perspective, having been involved for Course Careers for over a year now, and just seeing the growth in students and just the social proof, it's really undeniable at this point. I mean, if you type in tech sales, software sales, SDR, remote tech jobs, no degree, no experience, Course Careers is going to come up because so many people have actually gotten jobs through the program, and yeah, it's really cool to see it. I'm glad that was your experience. So you enroll in Course Careers, and what happens next?
What happens next is I stayed my butt in this little room right here. I was grinding for 2 weeks straight, barely left the house to get my certificate. That's when that's when I met one of my mentors, Naja Dunn. I met her,
Yeah,
and
through the coaching. Was she one of your coaches?
yeah, I looked at I just looked at her. I was like, huh, I like her. I just looked at her profile. I was like, I like her. Boom.
Yeah, yeah.
Great fit now. I'm texting her like all the time. So like
That's so cool. And
we're
that's why we implemented that just for perspective for you, but also everyone listening is within Course Careers. There's dozens, if not, I believe hundreds of coaches now, folks who have actually completed Course Careers are actually in the real world working full time. Some folks who have not completed Course Careers, but who are literally SDR leaders and account executives in the tech industry. So just being able to access these folks where you know it's a controlled environment, they want to help you, they know exactly what you're trying to do. It sounds like that really had a big impact on your journey.
oh, it did. I met her. I met Richard. He's another person in there. I met him too. That's my boy, and like it just went on from there. But what I also try to preach a lot is so a lot of people talk about the good. Like Coach Careers is honestly worth it. Troy is honestly a madman. He's literally pulling a course. He's literally pulling a course out of himself each week, and it honestly pisses me off. I'm like, where? How do you do this? Like, I don't know how he does it, but like, look, he's a madman, and I appreciate it because he a man of his word. He said you
Yeah,
took it on cost system. He's not playing, so I respect him like a lot. Like honestly,
I
and
can confirm he is a madman.
look, yes, I know. I look. One day I hope I have a conversation with him. I'm like, bro, what be going through your head every single day you wake up, man? Like honestly, like what goes?
Well, he's very similar to you because he most people don't know. I mean, we talk about it in the free intro course, which is linked below for anyone that wants to learn more. But he was 18 and he also had the foresight to realize that college was a scam in many ways. It's not right for everyone. It's right for a lot of people, but it's not right for everyone because a lot of folks get in debt and you see this in the news with all these debt forgiveness programs and just ruining people financially. But then people going through college but not actually getting jobs. I think that's a big problem because more people are graduating each year. There's fewer jobs, especially in this economy. So how are you going to separate yourself? And why wait until you're 23, 22 when you're graduating when you can go directly into the workforce now like you and you're going to be set up? But Troy didn't go to college. He started hitchhiking. He was homeless for a bit, literally eating out of trash cans, asking people for money, like to toughen himself up. He told me this story, and like that's real. He ended up getting in tech sales, no degree, closed some deals, promoted to AE, and then realized, hey, I can help other people do this too, and that's really how Course Careers started. So, yeah, it's incredible, and that's why he started it for folks like you, people at 18 that were like, hey, we don't need to go to college. We'll go right to the workforce now. We just need a little bit of training for the specific field, just so that you know more than most graduates do about SDRs, right?
Like, I'm not trying to be funny. I'll probably learn more about life as an
Yeah,
SEO. Like there's so much life lessons that you learn just on your own, and it's just honestly crazy. Like the amount of things I like talk to, amount of things I get out of my idea just from working and just grinding is honestly like I just be pulling an idea out of my head every time recorded, posted. That's literally everything I talk about is like life experience, and honestly, it's a lot that I learned from.
totally. And that's why I wanted to partner with Course Careers originally because I got hired. I didn't have any connections. I didn't have any sales experience and was able to rise up the ranks. So I hope that shows through in the content about it's the real deal. We've done it. We've been there, and I think that resonates. So how long did it take you to go through Course Careers, all the material?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Wow. So you were grinding. So that's faster than most. And then, what
Here,
were some of your biggest lessons from the course?
okay, my biggest lessons from the course is that what I can tell you is like, yo, it's not walking the park. Like you playing a big boys game now. And, like you playing a biz boy game. Like I never understood like how important sales is like in business world. Like you don't think about it like you don't think about it like think about like Amazon, right? They're literally selling you every second. Every single time you look at their every time you look up a product, they have the reviews there, they have the how good it is, the stars, everything like that. I was like, dang, I didn't realize how deep businesses get into sale and how important it is of each company. So that's the biggest like one of the lessons I learned. So like that's what gave me a tree to go in it more.
Yeah, yeah. So once you complete the course 2 weeks in,
Mhm.
what is your experience then beginning to apply to jobs, find companies, and just go through that whole process because it's not easy.
Oh, so that's where I come to play. So for me and my message, I literally tell people all the time. A lot of people don't talk about it, but I literally tell them like, yo, this job search is going to be brutal. It's going to be hard, and it's honestly hell. And I was like, you better. I was like, look, and I always tell them before you do something, I was like, look, I want you to really think about this. Is it something you really want to do? Because look, when
Yep.
that motivation runs out, what are you running on? Because it's going to run out very quickly. So when I tell people, yes, I went from fast food all straight to tech sales, I want you to think that was 8 to 9 hours in this room on my laptop, sending emails, sending cold calls. I applied to over 500, 600 plus jobs. I was sending emails. I was sending LinkedIn messages. I was doing everything in my power I can. I was making videos, like started making videos just to get my name out there so I could land a job.
Yep.
I was driving an hour and a half from Bowie, Maryland, all the way to VA, where Salesforce is, all these Cvent, Tyson's Corner, just to try to get a job. I was doing everything in my power I can. So people don't understand how tough it is. But if you really want it, you're going to get it.
How did you finally get your break?
I finally got my break when I remember it was like 8 10 a.m. Because look, you are a genius. I want to tell you right now because I remember CourseCareers, right? How you literally have that sheet of like that Google Calendar. You talking about Google Calendar? You really had 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. call block, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Cold email block. Then from
Yep.
that, I literally use that in my day-to-day
Day in the
job.
life. It's a real day in the life.
I literally use that, and from me doing that, I managed to hit over 120 calls in 1 week, in one day.
Yep.
I managed to get over 100 calls, so that's what I did. So from 8 to 9 a.m., I literally cold called my manager one day, and he picked up. He's like, "Hello." I'm like, "Hey, yeah."
And this
He
is before you had a job.
This was before. This was before. Like I was just cold calling people. I cold called him. It was 8 10 a.m. I cold called him. I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" He's like, "Hey, who's this?" I was like, "Hey, my name is Sebastian. I'm a recent applicant that applied to this role. I'm just here expressing my interest in the role and how I could be a very great candidate for it." Something around those lines. He was like, he paused. He was like, "Bro, you are the first ever person that ever cold called me, ever." And I got that so many times. He was like, then he just started rapping from there. He's like, all right, so this is what we do. This is what our company do.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
I'm hit up my other SDR manager. We're gonna get a meeting which you set up right then and there. Then boom, a week later, I got the job.
Man, that's it. That's what it's all about. That because you face a lot of rejection doing that. A lot of people not answering. A lot of people saying, "Yeah, go apply online. We'll get back to you, whatever." But eventually, by putting all that energy and effort out there, you'll reach the right person, right situation, right timing. It's just a matter of time, and you did it.
Yeah, it was honestly it was amazing how it happened, but like people don't understand like the amount of back end work I was literally doing every single day just trying to at least get one thing going. Like one
Yep.
thing. People
Yep.
don't understand that. So I always tell them, I'm like, look, before you put your foot in this, you gotta understand it's not gonna be easy, it's gonna be very hard. And I also tell people this, it's gonna be harder when you get in the job, depending on your role, because I'm outbound. I'm in the trenches, bro. It is tough. People don't under, outbound is tough, but it's worth it at the same time. So I'm just really blessed for like the
The
position.
same process you used to get the job, you're probably now using in the job.
I'm using it 10 times more.
Yeah, yeah. So it took 2 weeks to complete Course Careers, and then you go on this crazy outbound process to get the job. How long did that take to then get the job?
Took me 2.5 months.
2.5 months from the time you completed course careers.
Yes.
Okay, so about 3 months from the time you decided before the end of high school graduation to start course careers, and then 3 months later at age 18, with only fast food experience, to actually get a real sales development rep job.
Yes.
And how does the work you're doing now compare to what you were doing previously?
It's the same thing, but it's way, 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 way harder, and it's way, way, way on a bigger scale. Cause I'm calling the C-suites. I'm calling to people, businesses, startups too. I'm calling to people that got recently funded. I'm calling to all those medium and small businesses. So it's honestly it's tough, but it's worth it at the same time. Cause I'm just honestly enjoying the ride and I'm loving it. But it's not easy. That's
Well,
all I can
how
say.
would you compare this real sales job selling tech compared to doing the fast food hourly type work?
Well, I can tell you from being in food business for like what 3 years is honestly one is more harder, but in a good way. With the fast food, like in the food industry, they don't really care about you. The industry is like they don't care about you, and
Churn
honestly,
and burn.
yeah, it's hard. It's very hard. So people who are successful in it, I give them applause because hard too. It was just like I'm not doing anything because like look, I worked at a pizza place. I was serving pizzas to people who like I'm serving pizzas to people who don't really care about me, and it's pizza. It's like I'm not doing anything with my life. It's not something that's really doing magical, actually helping somebody. It's just giving them pizza. They don't really care about this pizza. They're just eating. They don't care that much. Like it's not. I'm not doing something. I'm not really adding value to the world. I'm not
Yeah.
doing. So like that just kept running through my mind. So that's what just kept making me work harder and harder just to like land this. I'm like, all right, I'm actually making this actually a big impact because I'm helping businesses. I'm setting meetings for businesses that might use our product, might help them in the future.
Yeah. So how did the information you learned from Course Careers, Naja, the coaching, the network, how did that help you eventually land your job? Do you think you would have landed the job without it?
Honestly, yes. Because no matter what, I still had to do the work. No matter how much somebody pushed out my name, because I'm glad it did. They pushed out my name. They told me about this and that. They kept encouraging me, everything like that. The work still had to get done. Nobody's gonna do
Yeah.
the work. The work wants to get done. It don't care who does it. I still had to doing the work. So I probably still would have gotten it. I would have still gotten the tech, right? But honestly,
Yeah, totally.
without them on my back end, because look, I was getting pissed off, man. Like the amount of rejections, the emails, the third round interviews I got into, all that stuff, bro. It was literally just messing with my mental. I kept going, but they was like, yo, Sebastian, this I went through the same thing you're going through. Just keep pushing. Just keep going in a little longer. It's going to work. And it did. It always works out. It always does in the end. You just gotta keep pushing. So yeah.
So at age 18 as an SDR with this new job, how are you thinking about the next few months, next year or so, just goal wise? What are you trying to do? What are you looking forward to?
So I want to hit enterprise account executive. I want to hit the big boys. Enterprise account executive. That's gonna be a battle right there and everything like that. Then maybe VP after that. But the biggest goal in a couple years, I want to be a co-founder. So bad. I don't know why. I just want to be a co-founder because I don't know. It's just like I want to be a co-founder. I want to be a co-founder of a tech company or something. I want to use the skills that I have just to help people and just I just want to build an empire, a good one. I want to build like a great empire. Like I don't plan on selling out unless I have to, but I don't want to sell out of it. I want to have this for the rest of my life, but I want to be big, like crazy big. So hopefully one day when I'm still grinding, somebody can me up be like, "Yo, I think you'd be a great, great co-founder for this company. We got this software developer with us. We got this CFO with us. Blah blah blah. Come aboard." I would love for that to happen.
I love it, man. Well, you got all the energy, ambition, aspirations in the world, and luckily being 18, you can make whatever you want to have happen. So you definitely have a big head start. For anyone out there listening that is maybe similar to you, that's either in high school or in college and not all in, and they want to get into tech and just change their career path. Of course, you made it happen. You're a testament to that. I know Course Careers played a role in that. Would you recommend they check out Course Careers, or what would you recommend they do if they have this goal but they don't really know where to start?
Okay, so I recommend two things because you gotta learn how to finesse a little bit. So I learn how to finesse a little bit. So two things, right? I tell people, look, take CourseCareers if you literally have no sales experience on your back at all, like zero, which I didn't. Even though like the fast food has some sales in there, like I just wanted some extra on my resume. But if you have like I had some people DM me, right? I'm like, bro, you were a project manager, you were a SDR, you were a account manager, and you. I was like, why are you taking CourseCareers, bro? He's like, yeah, so I get more extra sales experience. I'm like, bro, you have it right there. That's your sales experience. Lean on that, and you can literally still you can start doing the job before I get the job. CourseCareers is
Totally.
just CourseCareers is literally just something that you just like if you really need it. If it's like that, it's like yo that thing you need. It's like look, it's late at night and it's like you drive in. It's like ah man, nothing open. Oh, McDonald's always there for me. I need it. Something like that. It's like CourseCareers is always there for you. You need it if you need an extra boost. But if you already have the experience, go in.
Go for it.
You know what to do already. You had the experience. Why are you taking a course? Not to say you're not saying the course is great. It's like, bro, it's for people who don't have that much experience or want to get their foot in the door, who don't have that much on their resume, and they can use that as a gateway. That's why I would tell people.
Totally. Totally. Yeah, I mean, all the opportunities in the world are out there, and so long as the company's hiring for the role that you believe you'd be a good fit for, you can just apply. I mean, I applied to a role that said requires 10 years of experience. I don't have that. And I just applied, sent them a video of myself, and they're like, we'll talk to you. Didn't get the job, but I mean, you can reach out to anyone and make your ask. I mean, that's the way the world works.
Yeah, like I know you probably got this too. I had a big question to ask you, but on this part, you
Yeah,
probably
we can do some questions, whatever you want.
I was gonna ask you. So, like during my job search, right, and everything, I was really putting like the crazy amount of work I was putting, right. I literally had people like, yeah, Sebastian, yeah, when you break into tech, like in like next year or two, just expect for us to hit you up. Yeah, we got you. Like we like you. We just can't do it right now because you don't got much experience, but have some experience on your belt. Then, yeah, we can hit you DM. Did you have people say that to you when you were applying on your job search?
I didn't have companies saying that. I had individuals who said they would help me along the way. They'd say, "Yeah, I got you. I'll help you." And then I just remember, at the time I didn't feel like I was owed anything, but I felt like I had expectations that weren't met, which is probably more on me than on them. But I remember I remember getting flown out to Boston to interview with Dell. And one of the employees there is just like, man, this is the golden ticket. If you get this job, you're set. And I remember leaving saying, man, that'd be so cool if I get that. And I didn't end up getting the job. And I don't think I've said this, but I remember I went into it fortunately with another job offer from the company I ended up going to. But I remember I printed out this sheet where I was basically like, I think I'm the best fit for this role. You got to let me know by this date if you want to hire me because I've got this other offer. And I think that rubbed them the wrong way. But I went in assuming the close. Um, and I remember getting rejected. I think it was good. I think it's good to get humbled every so often. So rather than viewing rejection as a negative, it's a learning experience, and we all will get humbled at some point. So it's best to learn from it and be better because of it.
Yeah, I got humbled bad. Don't I don't ever tell people this story and stuff like that because I don't try to brag. So somehow, some way, managed to land a third, literally to get to the third round interview at Okta. So
That's a good company.
okay, so here's the thing, right? I didn't know what Okta really was. Like, it's hard to like measure. Like, it's hard to talk about them, right? I literally have a sales engineer. He's literally like my neighbor, right? I was talking to him about my interview process. Like, yeah, I landed at Zoom Info, landed one at HubSpot, landed interview, went to third round at Okta. He paused for a second. He was like, bro, you're 18 and you landed an interview at Okta. He's like, yeah. He's like, bro, do you know who Okta is? I was like, well, I know there's like a single sign-on service. Like, bro, those are the big boys. Like, those are the big boys. And you went third round? I was like, yeah. He's like, okay. Yeah, he was just stunned. I was like, yeah. He was just stunned. So I got humbled by those, even though I didn't make it. It was honestly a great process knowing I managed to land at these big companies. And the thing was, my honest question was, yo, what did it take you for you to land at $300,000 that year? What did it take?
It took a lot of hard work and a lot of luck. The secret behind it was I was a Rampion account executive.
Mhm.
So I had a, let's say, $150,000 a quarter quota.
Okay.
And that quarter in particular, I closed $560,000 of revenue. And this is ARR, annual recurring revenue. So it's not services, it's not goods, it's recurring revenue. in that quarter. So I outperformed my numbers so drastically that it was all in accelerators. So rather than getting paid 10% on, let's say, $500,000 of closed revenue, which would be $50,000, I got paid, it was either 15 or 20%. So that's what I had a massive blowout quarter. So then when it came time to get paid out, I got a big check, a real big check. So it was that single big check. That's what allowed me to then push past 302K of income that year. I didn't expect it. It was just a massive check, and then slowly but steadily a 17K month, a 9K month, an 11K month, and it just adds up. And then all of a sudden, at the end of the year, you get this pay stub, and you're like, oh my gosh! And this is pre-tax income. So after tax, of course, you don't make nearly that much money. But yeah, it surprised me. It really did.
So you didn't really have a goal to make it 300. You was just like just working and working. And like boom, you just looked at your paper. You're like, huh, I made 300,000.
Well, that quarter, I cared most about being the top rep because what happened in that quarter is the end of 2021, the government man. So here's a macro lesson, and this is something I actually haven't talked about. I think it's really interesting. So at the time, the government mandated companies track the vaccine status of their employees. So there's this governing body called OSHA that said if you have more than 150 employees, you have to report the status of your employees or you could face massive fines. So they put that in law. And what we discovered was we could actually sell a solution to help with that. And whoever figured that out early on was genius. But I remember realizing I was like, I've seen this happen before. I have to learn this and really go for it because anytime there's big changes that happen, a lot of people just sit back and don't do anything. But whenever you get that instinct of, okay, something important is happening here, I got to really learn about this. So I learned about it and I studied it so that when I could go, so when I was able to speak with customers, I was able to say, hey, here's the new law. Here's how we help. Do you want to do this? And they're like, yeah, sign me up. And it was like instant. It was like instant, and it was the easiest sell of my life. So the lesson from that is, I was like, look, if you don't want to work with me, I got 10 other people who will. The biggest problem for you is the implementation timeline. Like if you don't sign up now, it might take you 2 months and you could be late. So it was a crazy time to be selling into that environment. And I had a massive quarter. And if you ask anyone I work with, they're like, yeah, Trent had a massive quarter. So it was a really fun time. And I was just head down grinding because I was like, when the going's good, I got to get this because it's very rare that you get those opportunities when you can really, it's like you're just picking it all. It's just cherry picking. So
Okay.
that event, along with really grinding, allowed me to go on and at 26 make 302K.
Okay. So two things. Was that during that time? Was that your daily routine? We talked about how you wake up at 5 a.m. gym. I think then you went to work. No, then you read. Then you went to work. You got back home. Then you just did more work after that, or reading after that. Was that the?
That year was a psychopath mode. Yeah, I literally moved from downtown where I was living to
Mhm.
North Plano to be 5 minutes from our office. I moved into a community. When I walked in, I asked the leaser, I said, so what's the average demographic here? Because I'd never visited. They're like, no one's ever asked that question before. And I knew I was screwed at that point because it was like borderline retirement home. So, but I didn't realize it because it was cheap. It was close to the office. So I literally was like, I'll sacrifice everything to go grind. It paid off career wise. That's why I was able to accelerate my career so fast. But then the flip side of that is I don't have many memories from that time period. I was having fun at the time, but I didn't really do anything. I just was literally optimizing for work, training for a marathon. Weekends, it was run 10 miles, listen to audiobooks, and be like thinking about, man, I'm going to go kill it this week. And that was it. That's
Yeah.
all I did.
Honestly, I'm look. So one, I know we all just entrepreneurship journey. There's gonna be a time where it's a lonely road. I think everybody goes through it. It's gonna be that time of period. And also the part, look, I don't know if I sound crazy, but the one thing I really do hate about this job is that I can't work on weekends. And the tough part, like I literally,
You can. Why can't you?
no, no, it's not that I can't work on, no, like it's not that I can't work on weekends. Like, of course, I will do some prospecting and everything like that. It's like I don't know what side business or something I could start on the weekend. I hate waking up at like Saturday or Sunday. And it's like, bro, I have all this free time. I want to work, but what can I start on? Like right now, I'm working on writing an ebook about my whole process, and I did everything. But it's like, bro, I don't know what business I could start. I just don't know. Like
Well, here's the thing. You got these big goals. Now's not the time to start a side business. Although people may be telling you start a side business and it's like, oh, you got to diversify your income. Eventually, yes, but if you think just a step out, you're 2 months into this new role, you just started, you're just learning. Now's not the time to try and teach people how to do whatever. Now's the time for you to teach yourself to capitalize on this opportunity. So if I were you, I would just be focusing on getting as good at what you're doing as possible, maximizing your income there before you try and diversify your income. Because if you think about Tom Brady, when he was on the come up, if he just decided, you know what, I want to sell used cars on the weekend, you think he would go on to be the greatest quarterback? No. He would be a good quarterback and he would be a bad used car salesman. So a lot of these people think, okay, well, I'm in sales. I'll start trying to teach people or sell courses how to get in sales or how to do sales, whatever. Meanwhile, you're just starting. It's not going you're going to start to split interest. So if I were you, I would be focusing on getting as good at your role as you possibly can. And for the next few years, just grinding in sales, maximize your income. If you don't see a career path forward, eventually you can transition to just a top tier SaaS company, keep grinding, and then eventually when you really have developed yourself to a point, then it makes, while documenting your journey along the way. I would document your journey along the way for free for the next 2 years. If I That's what I did. I didn't try and sell anything for 2 years.
did you
So,
get to a
yeah.
point when like, look, you got big very quick around this year, like around that year and everything like that. Did you get to a point where like we're good enough where people are hitting you up to like start these businesses or no?
People would be hitting me up, but I would tell them no. People would be asking me for coaching. I'm like, no, I don't do coaching. I just do sales. I'm a sales guy. And I didn't think about selling courses, anything. It was just do sales, document the process, and eventually the money will take care of itself. And then all of a sudden, it did. So I'm not saying it just happens. Like it's very hard to start monetizing and grow it. But if you're going with the content and you want to sell these ebooks, you got to have distribution. So focus on the sales, add value, and build distribution. And then eventually, when you're ready to try and monetize, try and monetize. But if I were you and you're saying I don't know what to do on the weekends, I would read a book. I would read How to Win Friends and Influence People. I'd read Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. I'd read The Millionaire Fastlane. I mean, there's all these great books out there. So I would just go into learning mode and figure out how that learning applies to your sales job and get as good at that as possible. Because if you can set yourself up to then crush it during the week, that's all you should be focusing on the weekends, along with living your life and having fun, not trying to start these side businesses,
Mm.
in my view.
Okay. Honestly, look, I do understand that. It was just, I don't know, I'm a little crazy. It's like I enjoy working, I enjoy building, I enjoy doing this stuff like that because like it's like a different echelon in life I just want to get into, and I know that's going to require a lot of sacrifice. And like I said, you're willing to go through it. I'm willing to go through the sacrifice, no matter the price I got to pay, because I want to get somewhere. And like, what is in store for the LinkedIn, the course career community from Trent? Like, I know you work on your family business, but like, where we about to take it from here
We're
for you?
about to get even more people jobs. That's the focus. It's keeping things very simple, the fundamentals. It's how do we create the best student learning experience possible with the most relevant content that employers care about so that students are best prepared to then approach job interviews and be differentiated from people who are not through course careers. We believe the majority of tech sales hires will come from course careers, and employers will actually request, hey, you ought to go through course careers because it's so useful and valuable to helping people not only get the jobs but succeed in the jobs. So long as we can keep doing our part, making sure students are successful, eventually the employers will come so that you can create that marketplace of, well, if there's thousands of students graduating per month that are qualified, eligible, hungry, great talent, the employers will show up and say, I want to hire that talent. So once students can get to the point where they enroll in course careers, they complete course careers, and they have multiple job offers in their inbox, that's an 11-star experience, and that's what success looks like. So that's what we're focused on in course careers, and it's not just tech sales. It's software development, it's data science, it's IT, it's digital marketing. Every single tech career will be covered by course careers. So it's the early days, and it's just the beginning.
Hey, look, that's facts. Honestly, the crazy thing is, I had a business plan I was gonna give Troy, but it got to the point where I got humbled with that because I was gonna text Desmond, right? He hit me up too. Desmond is a cool guy. I love Desmond. Honestly. He's cool. I was gonna hit him up. I was like, hey, right? So no shade to this company at all. So you remember Careers and how they have like I know we have one on one, but remember how like the mentorship program we have a mentorship that grows with you like throughout the whole process. I was gonna come with that. I was like, cause like at that, cause I see what Troy trying to do. He made a post a couple of days ago where he was like, hey, employers look at the course careers, look at their profile. And the tough part is like to be complete honest, there are some people who don't go through the course career profile route. People tell them, yo, you gotta bring up your LinkedIn. So I know what Troy trying to do. He's trying to get the course careers profile up to like to match it with LinkedIn, so we can have people sponsor us and everything like that. And we can literally land a great job through a great company through it. So I wouldn't come with that business plan, but I realized like, yo, Sebastian, do you know how madman Troy is? He got analytic teams. He got teams on teams that you don't even know about that he already tried. So it was like, look, you better come with something different. So I was like, ah, dang.
We don't need ideas, we just need execution. And it's the same thing in the career. It's all about execution.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, like honestly, y'all killing it. It's I don't know how y'all doing it, but y'all killing it, man. It's honestly blows my mind.
Well, it's a testament to folks like you who commit themselves, go through it, seek out the education, and there's a clear result, a transformative experience of literally going from working in fast food hourly to now getting in tech sales at age 18. I mean, it's what more could you ask for? That's what
So
it's all about.
yeah, yeah. Look, it's amazing, but like we said, with great things come great sacrifice. I wish people could understand that. It's like it's not like a lot of people. I think they just get like a dopamine hit off of like the Texas stuff, and I tell them like, yeah, look, it's great, it's amazing, but I don't think you understand the amount of work you are literally going to have to put in. The amount of things like you're gonna have to be unbalanced for you to get this thing. Like people don't really understand that and they get to a point where it's like, yo, I'm struggling, I'm this and that, and they'll text me. I'm like, all right, what is your process looking like when you apply? It's like, yeah, I applied to this company and I sent an email. I was like, okay, let me get this straight. You applied to a company, you just sent an email? Yeah. Who did you hit up? Oh, this recruiter. Was it the who? I was like, who's your ICP? Who's your buyer persona? Was it this?
Boom. You got
Who
the
was
fundamentals.
what was it the sales managers? Was it a VP? Did you hit up everything like that? Who did you hit up? Did you cold
Yeah.
call? Did you send them a video? Did you do this and that? I'm like, yo, you gotta understand. People are hungry. They want this job. Like tech sales has blew up. People want this, and there's 1,000 plus 2,000 applicants for one role. You think you just sending an email like the rest of the people is gonna get your name out there? No, you don't have the luxury as that. You don't. You have to grind. Like that's why I tell people it's like, yo, you gotta do the dirty, grimy work you already got to do when you get in a role. Do it now. You need to do it. That's why I tell them. I try to stress it as much as I can.
Yeah, man. Well, you get the deal, and yeah, you called it out, and that's what we try and teach is who's your ICP, who's your buyer persona, what messaging do you use, what do they want? Boom, there you go, and that's how you start to create value. So, yeah, it's cool to hear your story, and yeah, this is longer than most of our interviews. So for anyone still watching, listening, make sure to go hit up Sebastian on LinkedIn. You got a nice following over there, and I'm sure he'll keep creating some content. If you're interested in learning more about Course Careers, we put together the free tech sales intro course, teach you everything you need to know about what is sales development, why it might be right for you, and then how to get started. So we've linked that in the description below, totally for free. What else? What else do they need to know?
Honestly, I just want to say that I want to give a lot of credit to you, you and Troy, but I want to say to you, honestly, changed my life. Like all the things you taught me from right now and from your old YouTube videos, I literally use in my job, and I see resemblance from it. It got to a point where I was just like, this man Troy's a genius. Like, no, this man Trent's a genius. Like, the biggest thing I got from you was go for the big deals because they're gonna pay more. It's gonna help you make your life easier. So like I'm looking more deep into are they profitable? Do they have enough revenue? So I'm just going for the big boy deals. and they worked out great. So I just want to thank you for that big tip. That helped me a lot during Outbound.
Playing the big leagues. If you're gonna go to Enterprise AE, you got to get those big deals.
Yeah, just that's all I gotta say. And I just want to say, just thank y'all. Y'all
Well,
done.
keep hustling, keep hustling. You're on the come up. You're on the grind. You're just getting started, and I get the sense that you're probably still going to try and start your business anyway. By all means do it. But keep grinding in the career. Don't lose sight of that. Build up the brand, get distribution, and then when you're ready to try and make some money with it, it will make sense when you get to that point. But the content's a long game.
I know.
It's a
Hey,
long
look,
game.
I listen to your voice. Got the books, man. I got the books. I got the books.
Okay.
Got
There we
the
go. You ready? Yeah, hit the books. Hit the books on the weekends. Apply that to Monday through Friday, and yeah, have fun along the way. You're only 18.
trying to move too fast. It's like that. Just sense of urgency, but I'm gonna try to tone it down a little bit.
I love it, man. Well, cool. Well, wishing you all the best. Thanks everyone for listening, watching, viewing, subscribing, and we'll talk to you in the next video.